Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my channel. I want to holler at y'all about something real quick, because it's things that I recurrently hear about Muslims in prison, right? Muslims in prison, right? And the recurrent theme is that, like, you became Muslim because you was afraid, or you was scared of something, right? So I want to address that. I feel like I have addressed this in the past, but I want to address it again because it's like a recurrent misconception that a lot of fools on the internet keep running with, right? Also fools that might have been in there, right? And even if you in proximity to somebody or a community, doesn't really mean that you know exactly why people are doing certain things. Nobody knows at the end of the day what is somebody's intentions, right? But anyway, I got a few points I want to make. Number one, right? Everybody experiences fear at some point, somehow, in some fashion. Fear is an emotion that we all feel at some point of time, right? That's one. Let's just get that out the way. So your homie that's blood has experienced fear. Your homie that's Crip, your homie that's Patria, your homie that's King, whatever gang movement you in, at some point in time you have experienced the emotion of fear, right? So when people say people join certain things, I don't like that there's a highlight on people becoming Muslim in prison out of fear. They act like it's 300,000 Muslims in jail, or like holding down all the spots and making sure nothing happens to anybody in the community. Like, no, bro, they don't even make that crazy number in any spot that you in, right? That's one. Two, bro, there's a lot of dudes that join other movements because of fear. How you think a lot of your homies went to jail and came home blood? Right? You got dudes that been around bloods their whole lifetimes outside in the street, never turned blood. But you went to jail and did it? That don't raise, y'all never say nothing to them. Y'all never look at these individuals like, oh, you did it because you was scared. Right? Y'all embrace them. Y'all be like, yeah, you homie now, oh, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just one example, right? So it leads me to believe that anytime somebody does anything negative in our communities, it gets embraced, it gets uplifted, it gets highlighted, because this is something negative. How you go to prison and join a gang? Like, I get survival, I get it, right? And at the same time, a gang ain't nothing positive about no gang, right? So the thing is, this whole thing around fear, it's like, first of all, God decides who enters into his religion. God is the one that decides in what vehicle, in what manner. Some people become Muslim in the street. Some people become Muslim in prison. Some people become Muslim in the weirdest, unusual ways. And that is part of God's plan. We don't decide that, right? That's another point. But the thing is, bro, people be thinking like, cause you join blood, you fearless. Nah, homie. A lot of them dudes be scared, and I know from experience. A lot of like I said, a lot of people, a lot of Crips been afraid, and I know that from experience too. A lot of Patrias, a lot of Kings, it don't matter what movement you in. None of these, yes, you might have some dudes that are more fearless than others, or like not fearless, but like they don't give in to their fear as much as others. Of course, we have that, but don't get it twisted, homie. Every set, every clique, everybody is not super gangster, shooting up spots and ready to put in work. Every clique has a few people that stand out, that are really like the A-team, the ones that go take care of business when there's problems. If your crew got 60 members, bro, it's probably like 5 to 10 people that is really about that life and really out there. They the ones that are the people with the least shit to lose. And so they out there doing their thing, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, like, bro, there's a lot of dudes that join different things because they're afraid, but we never highlight it. We never talk about it. Why? Because we uplift negativity. Like, how you talking trash about somebody that go to prison because they trying to get their life together? And you are trying to scrutinize, did he do it because he's sincere? Did he do it because he really believed? Did he do it because he afraid? Why are you investing so much of your time in what somebody else is doing when you're not even going to be held accountable for what they do? And they're not going to be held accountable for what you do. But this is just a prime example, right? That we don't scrutinize these same people when they go and join other movements. Another point is that I want to make, homie. Yo, a lot of dudes that convert to Islam, they come from the street life. They come from sacrificing something. A lot of you dudes, the critics, right, critiquing, like y'all ain't been in there. You only repeating something you heard, right? You ain't never really probably had to sacrifice something, like a lot of these dudes that are sitting in there. What you think, somebody supposed to be a crash out for the rest of their life? You think somebody is, once they experience the consequences of their bad actions, they're supposed to just keep going in the bad direction? A lot of y'all don't make no sense. So I did something wrong, land me in prison, and I'm just supposed to keep doing wrong because I'm supposed to be fearful of what you say about me. I'm supposed to care that much about what you think about me. You know, Allah says in the Quran that he sends calamities our way, perhaps that we may return to the straight path. You don't think jail is a calamity? You don't think being in prison is a calamity? You don't think being in prison is not going to make you ponder about the things you've done? If you got a heart and you got a soul, man, you're going to ponder about the things you did. And if you've so far gone, like some of the brothers, then you're going to continue in your aggression and transgression even while you are in prison. That's why some dudes, they come out, they go right back in. They come out, they go right back in. They come out, they go right back in. Because they never shifted their behavior while they was inside. They thought they was going to come home and change. Meanwhile, you doing the same thing inside of the prison walls. Right? Another thing, back to the point. A lot of these dudes are street dudes, homie. You don't go into Islam and then just forget you was a street dude. Or forget how to do what you used to do. You wasn't there when the brothers had to go to the yard and there was only 3 of us. And there's mad bloods, there's mad kings, there's mad whoever, and whoever got a problem with one person in the community. You wasn't there, bro. You wasn't there when there was 4 or 5 brothers. A yard full of people that is against the Muslims. Or not against, but they're not Muslims. So they not on our side, they're not on our team. Y'all be thinking like brothers be going to the yard 400 deep and that dudes is jumping on the Muslim bandwagon because the brothers is so deep in the prison, they're gonna be all right. Nah, homie, brothers have to put in work. Y'all tripping. When y'all be seeing here on the internet talking about dudes was afraid. Afraid of who? When dudes was already putting in pain. And like I said, of course, there's some people who are afraid. There's some people who are afraid everywhere. And even the toughest dudes feel fear at some point. They get a little nervous sometimes. But y'all be talking too crazy, and a lot of y'all wasn't even there. You wasn't there when it got real. And had to be in that front line. Dudes had to strap up. You wasn't there, homie. So like, when people be running with that, it's like, bro, Muslims still got to put in work. You still got to do what you got to do. So this whole narrative, I don't know what dudes be thinking. Dudes be thinking like most of the jail Muslim, they think half the jail is Muslim. So Muslims is good. Nah, homie, Muslims is good because of brothers that are in the forefront. First and foremost, because Allah's going to protect us. Like, think about it, homie. Like, I was willing to give up my life for something that wasn't going to do anything for me. I would have been another hashtag. Like, why wouldn't I trade my life? That if I harm you for the sake of God and protecting my brothers' integrity, their honor, their blood. If I fight fi sabilillah for the cause, that I would get rewarded for that. And if you harm me or murk me, unalive me, protecting what I believe in, protecting the brotherhood, protecting my honor, my integrity, and my blood, and that of my brothers. And if you happen to get the upper hand on me and get rid of me, I will still be rewarded. Who wouldn't want to make that transaction? If I died of Crip, I would have been another dead nigga in the street. People would have forgot about me. It would have been a few people that might have said, "Your RP dead, man," but I would have died on disbelief. What benefit would I have gotten from that? What benefit? My family probably would have struggled to bury me. Like, what benefit would I have gotten from dying of Crip? But yeah, I was supposed to stay Crip. So the people say I wasn't afraid. But look, at the end of the day, like, that was something that I had to struggle with, right? That was something that I had to struggle with. But I'm just sharing certain things, bro. Like, you don't forget how to do what you used to do, homie. Just because you stop banging. You don't forget how to do what you used to do. And it doesn't mean because you're a Muslim, you just out there turning the other cheek and letting people play with you. But a lot of y'all just be chatting. But anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that, man, like, brothers still got to put in work, because there's still people trying to harm us. There's still people trying to do things to us, whether it's you as an individual or somebody else in your community. A lot of the stuff I was going outside for, it wasn't even for me, because I'm going to handle my business. You get what I'm saying? Like, but it was brothers in the community that might be getting into things. And at the end of the day, people make mistakes. And sometimes it takes time to wean people off the negative things they've been engaging in. And sometimes we have to support brothers. If they was trying to mess with brothers, like, we'll be like, yo, bro, but don't get it twisted, bro. Don't think it was 40,000 Muslims going to the yard and all of this. Nah, bro. The Muslims have always been a small band of believers that really believe and that they understood that their Lord's going to help them against the disbelievers, and they are going to be victorious. Don't get that twisted. Some of y'all get that twisted. So it didn't matter if it was 3 brothers. It didn't matter if it was 5. It don't matter what the number was. We had belief in our heart that whatever we was going to do in that yard, we was going to get away with it. And if we didn't, then we was still going to be rewarded. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. You better learn. Peace.